Hello, welcome back, my dear friends. Now, what we are going to do today is start off with a new chapter that is of class 10 statistics. Now, before we really move into this chapter statistics, in class 9 we have done a part of this topic. Now, if you recollect, in class 9 what we have done is we have studied about the classification of data into ungrouped as well as grouped frequency distribution. If you remember, tally marks bisaribo, class interval bisaribo, itulah frequency bisaribo. We have done all those, and then we have also learned how to find out how to prepare graphs, like bar graphs bonaise, frequency polygon bonaise, line graph bonaise, histograms kan bonaise. And also we have also learned the three measures of central tendency, and that were mean, median and mode. The three measures of central tendency: mean, median and mode. The three measures of central tendency, that they were mean, median and mode. So now in class 10 what we are going to do is we are just going to further we are just going to extend the study of these three measures of central tendency: mean, median and mode. And at the same time we will also learn another graph that is called cumulative frequency curve. But our main emphasis will be on this three in class 10, that is the three measures of central tendency: mean, median and mode. In class 10 we have only done this mean, median, mode for like raw data, where the number of population is very small, the data entries are very small and definite and limited. So now we are going to extend that to bigger populations where the population will be more. So we will find out what are the other ways to find out the mean, median and mode for bigger populations, different ways of calculating the mean, median and mode. But before that, if we just look into it, like what do you mean by measures of central tendency? Now, measures of central tendency, these are the three measures of central tendency. We have some more measures, but up to class 10 standard we'll be studying only about this three: mean, median and mode. Now to explain that, let us take one example, and that will also act as a revision also of what we had done in class 9. Now for example, if we take like the marks, the marks of let's say class 10 students, the marks of class 10 students in a test conducted for 10 marks. Okay, so the marks of students in a test conducted for 10 marks, that is like maybe for row number 1, row number 2, row number 3, row number 4, row number 5, row number 6, row number 7, 8, 9, 10. So maybe these are the marks. So how do we calculate the mean? If you remember, mean is very simple. This kind of data are actually called raw data, where the direct values of the direct entries are given to us. Marks to direct digina, row number 1 4 marks by 0, row number 2 6 marks, 8 individual. So what we do is, if you remember, we add the total of all the observations: 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 2 plus 4 plus 8, and divide 8 by the total number of observations. So now that will be 10, 18, 22, 24, 28, 34, 35, 36, 40, 48. 48 divided by 10, so the mean will be 4.8. Or for median, how do we find out for median? Now for median, every time what we do is we first arrange, these are raw data, I repeat again, direct entries. We first arrange it into ascending order. Okay, so we will first arrange that into ascending order. So that will be 2, 2, 4, 4, 4 4 6 6 8 8. Let's count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So now here what happens is the number of entries are 10. So even number like odd number per middle easy median represents middle. I'll explain more about that. Even number middle average to middle. That is how we find out the middle value na. So now you have to do n to even, so the median will be, or the middle value, median will be, I'll just write down the formula directly, that is n by 2 item plus n by 2 plus 1 item and its average, that is we divide by 2. So now n is 10, so 10 by 2 plus 1 item divided by 2, so that will be 5th item plus 5 plus 1 item divided by 2, so that will be 5th item plus 6th item divided by 2. So 5th item you came on over first, second, third, fourth, 5th item, and 6th item be 4 na. So 5th item is 4, 6th item is 4, so that will be 8 by 2, so that gives us 4. Okay, and mode. Now for mode, what do we do? Mode means we look into the value and see which has happened the maximum number of times. So yeah, the bar was actually 4 na, so compare with 4 so what happens is here 4 is the mark scored by maximum number of students, so therefore our mode will be equal to 4. So this is how we used to calculate, if you remember, this is how we used to calculate the mean, median and mode. Now from here you will see that for the same table, for the same population, we have seen that the median and mode are same, mean also almost same, okay, slightly a lot but nevertheless the concept behind mean represents the average, median I would say represents the middle value, and mode I would say represents something that happens the maximum number of occurs the maximum number of times. Now all these are called measures of central tendency. Why? Because for example let us take mean. Now in class 9, after you have passed out, people have asked you about your average given percentage given. So that time what we used to do, we used to add the total of all the subjects marks and divide it, like choita subject usually the choita subject la mark to add divide by 6, so maybe your percentage was like say 67%, so you will go and tell people that we average to 67%. Now we average to 67%. What do people understand from that? What people understand is that okay, to bacha do like average, like even though they do not know the individual marks of all your subjects na, but still they will understand that okay, this guy 67 marks percentage, that means the sub subject the round about 67, 68, maybe 70, 65 to marks to itu inigai paina thagibo na, or 67 la osorde. That is why your average turns out to be 67%. Likewise, if you take this example, our average is 4.8, so definitely okay, fluctuations to thagibo le na holibi pishido na thagibo. And then of course these are not very accurate values also, these are just like assumptions, not very accurate. Okay, so you will see that it really doesn't differ much from 4. Okay, it's nearby around about 4 na, because average to like 0 ola na, 1 b ola na, average 10 b ola na, average to 4.8. so you need to sub la value they like, so it is like between 2 and 8 na, maximum value to 2, minimum value to 8, so it will have approximately 4 ola. So average gives us the almost the middle value. Okay, so 4.8 will be it will be the amount 9 to wala na, so that is why the average marks is like 4.8, which means that all the students have got about all their marks are revolving around this 4.8, not exactly 4.8 but near around 4.8. so that's one thing that we can understand from the mean. Itu amount percentage to bisari na school kan de admission kan bisari me percentage kiman 67 aso pala se ali tu la percentage 30 27 as we should to bacha to pal no 27% ni paina je sub subject di fail hoina thakibo. That's what we assume. Median gives us the middle value. So again, as I mentioned, median we get 4. Mode also gives us 4. So now you will see that all these three values are either tinta value do be like among almost the middle value do de na, almost the middle value, that is 4, round about 4. So that's why these measures are called measures of central tendency, because it gives us a value round about the middle value of the population, where maximum of the population is concentrated on, no, because for example like the marks of say 10 students, so bishimano students can do 40 bishi paigina, so na do like average to be 4.8. that means like if I say that the marks of the student, average marks of all the students in that classroom in that test is 4.8, that means like bishi bacha 4.84 or so di paina thaibo na marks to. Same with median be to represent Kurishi na aro itu to correct as because bishi bacha to 4 paigina se marks to itu right amal answer to be like 4 laos or day. So that's what it gives us, okay, the result. Or mode be same, no, mode be 4. That means like okay, mode of the marks in a class test in that class is 4. Ramani amui buji jabo je bishimano 4 paina thaibo, bishimano 4 or 4 laos or bali paina thaibo na. That means that I can make out that 4 napamano do kunbina thaibo, definitely bishimano thaibo. Okay, so that's how we used to calculate for mean, median and mode for raw data, direct entries. Now what happens is in class 10 we will move on to ungrouped and grouped data. That is for maybe let's say bigger population, na? Because the previous example we did to tagan 10 jon la market, that means it's a small population. So now we'll move on to bigger population for all the three terms, that is the mean, median and mode. Now first up, what we will study is we will study about mean of grouped data. Okay, so how do we find out the mean of grouped data? That we will find out. So there are around about 3 methods. That is like, one is called the direct method, the other one is called the assumed mean method, and the last one is called the step deviation method. So what we will do is in the next video we will be studying about how do we calculate the mean of a grouped mean of a group data using the direct method, assumed mean method and step deviation method. So tune in for more videos on this chapter. This is the beginning video or the first video of this chapter, so I've kept it short. So from the next video we will try to solve some exercises based on mean, median and mode. So thank you all. Tune in for more videos. Thank you.